you now have the ability to have both trade and cash in the same buy without having to create separate campaigns for each. So when you are setting up the campaign, you would normally pick your markets, your media type, etc., just as normal. Then you're going to come to this commissions tab, and you'll see towards the bottom is a trade option. Now it will default to being unchecked. So if you are going to include trade in this, check that box. You have the ability again to have both cash and trade, but you will not have the ability to differentiate which lines are trade unless that box is checked. And then of course just go through the setup as you normally would. Then once you have saved those changes and you come in to start building your worksheet, you're going to notice a brand new column. It's going to automatically open up for you, and it's going to be your trader cash column. And it's going to default automatically to cash, so it's going to have the letter C, and then you can change that over to the letter T for any avail lines that are going to be trade. So we're going to open up this worksheet here to kind of give you an example. So you can see this new column that you're probably not used to seeing. So again, as I mentioned, it all defaults to cash. So you have the T/C. What I can do if I know, for example, that these particular lines are all going to be trade, I can come in here, I can either manually overwrite this to a C, or I'm sorry, from a C to a T, or I can just come in here and edit and scroll down till we have our option here and choose the trade option. And then just go ahead and adjust that. And now you can see that column has changed. And then of course it's just a matter of adding any type of spot count you want. So I'll just put a few spots in here. And then we're going to say the next lines below that. These are going to be cash. Okay. And I'm going to save my changes. So a couple places where this will be differentiated on the reporting side of things. So for example, if you run a spot calendar report and you come in here, it's going to separate out cash and trade. So you can see there's a T in parentheses next to my station. So here are all my trade lines up here, and then my cash lines here, and then of course my overall totals, adding the trade and cash together at the very bottom. Now when it comes to creating the actual insertion order, they will be actually separate orders, okay? And the reason for that is because typically the invoices come in separately, because you may get an invoice separate for trade than you would cash. So what you want to do is, you'll notice on the far right hand side, again it defaults to cash. So you're going to have to do an order once for cash and once for trade. So come in here and again pick everything as normal. We'll take a look at our trade buy here, and we'll just keep setting up everything else. We'll just go through the motions here, do a few things here. I'll just go ahead and preview that so you can see how it differentiates from a regular order. So basically it's going to, up here at the top, we'll have that dash trade. Typically, as you know, the orders have nothing after the call letters for the station. So this will be our trade order. So it's right there at the top in the header. You might also want to put it in the comments perhaps. And then if it's not going to be trade, then you're going to select the cash option for the drop down, and again go through the same steps as you normally would, and then the insertion order will look as it usually does. We'll preview that. And again, you had a typical insertion order. So if any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to our support team.